Polygon Matic continues to see higher prices after we continued to hold within our Fibonacci support box between the 0.21457 and the 0.17889. And here on the daily chart, I'm now observing a break above a key area of resistance above the 0.25866 and the 0.27663 before we can continue pushing higher back above the 0.36 mark in the next coming days. And on today's update video, I will be discussing the long-term perspective of the chart, and above all, take a look at the 4-hour chart, discussing the short-term key areas of resistances that we also need to see a break above. So make sure that you stick around till the end of the video. And here on the daily chart, my view has been that from the lows we made on the 7th of April, we saw this bounce to the upper side in the formation of that first wave, making a high above the 0.27663. Then we started a bit of a short-term pullback in the formation of a second wave, whose minimum target areas I came up with by connecting the Fibonacci's from the low of the first wave to the high of that first wave. And you can see that we saw a pullback into the area between the fib level 0.5 and the 7.8, which is the yellow target area. Even after overshooting the fib level 0.78, we continued to hold above our last line of support on the Fibonacci's, which is the fib level 0.88. And you can now see that we are seeing a very nice reaction over here to the upside in what can easily turn out to be the formation of these wave 3, whose minimum target areas can be given by connecting the fib extension from the low of the first wave to the high of that wave 1, then connecting the Fibonacci to the low of the second wave. And on so doing, the area that I am paying attention to lies on the fib level 1.618, and that lies above the 0.36616 as my first target area to the upside. And for that to be fully hit, we need to see a break above the swing highs we made above the 0.25866 and the 0.27663. The moment we manage to break above those highs, then the 0.365 will be imminent, and that is what I am expecting on the daily chart. Jumping to the 4-hour chart, we have a key area of resistance that I am paying attention to over here between the 0.25224 and the 0.2064, and this is the key area that is going to dictate whether we are going to continue pushing higher or whether we are going to get another pullback on the daily chart and also on the 4-hour chart. And that is because from the highs we made above the 0.27714, I have been observing a 5-wave structure to the downside on the 4-hour chart, where you can see that we have this 5-wave structure that made a low below the 0.16373. And having seen a 5-wave structure to the downside, we should expect an ABC corrective structure. And that ABC corrective structure, its minimum target areas can be given by connecting the Fibonacci's from the high of the wave 1 to the low of that first, that is the wave 5. And on so doing, the area of interest is between the fib level 0.78 and the fib level 0.382, which is the yellow target area over here. And if by any chance we get into this area and maybe at some point we break out of it to the upper side, then that will be a clear indication that a more bullish case scenario is unfolding. And if that plays out, then that will be in favor of the scenario that I have here on the daily chart, where we should be expecting the formation of this wave 3 to the 0.365 mark as our next target area. But if by any chance we get rejected within this yellow target area here on the 4-hour chart, then I will be expecting a bit of a short-term pullback. And on that short-term pullback, we can either get another 5-wave structure to the downside, which will be more bearish. Alternatively, we can just get a 50% retracement of this whole movement over here. And as long as you continue holding within the golden pocket on the Fibonacci, then there will be a chance of another bounce back, attempting another breakout to the upper side, which would also be in favor of this additive structure that I have here on the daily chart. So this key area of resistance on the 4-hour chart between the 0.25224 and the 0.2064 is what is going to dictate whether POL is going to continue pushing higher, or whether we are going to get a bit of a short-term pullback, and on the worst case scenario, get another 5-wave structure taking us to new bear market lows. So that is all that I am observing here on the POL chart, on the short term and also on the long term. And let us be patient and see how that plays out, and I will ensure you stay up to date.